seeing in our communities throughout this next kind of 6 months or so. So I wanted to bring in Adam Leathers. He is the Senior Director of Operations, and really talking about, now I'm going to timestamp this a little bit so everybody knows this is November 5th is when we're recording this. So some of the things we talk about may have already passed on in terms of, I know we're going to be talking about the big event this weekend, but there's going to be some content. I want you to stay tuned because we're going to be talking about the increased need in our community, how United Way serves that need, and how you can be a part of that. Probably you've already heard something in your office space a little bit about what's happening. So Adam, welcome to my show called Let's Talk About It. First off, how did you kind of get involved in United Way? Adam, tell me a little bit about your history.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I come from a ministerial background originally. I served in Kansas City, Missouri, mostly in Oklahoma among the unhoused population and among prison ministry. And my wife and I moved here about 6 years ago, and this job came open. And since that's kind of been my background, I just kind of fell right into it.
I always like to find out why someone comes to Amarillo. Tell me what brought you here.
To Amarillo, we moved to Canyon for my wife's
Great
job.
place, yeah.
So yes, very much. She works at West Texas A&M, and I spent the first year kind of renovating my house. And this job came open. I had a little experience with United Way in Oklahoma. The chair of my previous board used to work there. I heard fantastic things about the way they remove barriers for people in need, and I just wanted to be a part of it.
The United Way of Amarillo and Canyon have been making a difference in our community for decades now, and they continue to do so as we move into this new campaign. For you, this was an easy transition because in terms of the ministry, it's serving. It's literally a servant's attitude and serving the least of these. And so that would seem like a pretty natural fit between going from ministry into work with United Way.
It very much was. That's what kind of inspired me to go into it. Definitely, yeah, Matthew 25, my favorite scripture, definitely serving the least of these, especially those who tend to get forgotten, those who really can't do for themselves. It really instilled a passion in me.
In our community, let's talk about kind of where we are, we're seeing, whether we're talking to the High Plains Food Bank or other different agencies, we are seeing the need just continue to move up. What are y'all seeing there at United Way?
Very much. The need is increasing. And a lot of our program partners also are seeing a lot of their funding sources that are no longer there. So the need is greater than ever. The group of people we also really focus on is called ALICE. It's an acronym for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, but Employed. Those are folks who live above the poverty line, but they still don't make enough to make ends meet. They still have barriers in there.
I think there is a big disconnect somewhere, and I don't know where it happens, in terms of when people, this stigmatization of people who are receiving benefits of like, well, you're not working, you're not doing anything. Well, that's not altogether true, especially with the group that you just talked about. There are these people that have jobs, but they're make them just barely over minimum wage, but they are limited in terms of the funds that are coming in and the difference that they can make. Do you have a number on how many people that you guys serve that fall into that?
Certainly. The more specific numbers are in our community status report.
Yeah, and I'm going to just try to use some technology here to bring this up.
I can tell you in Potter County, about 54% of Potter County either lives in poverty or lives in that ALICE population. And so what we always say is most of Potter County isn't okay. Most of Potter County isn't self-sustaining. So it really is the majority of us.
And these are people who are working and they're trying to make ends meet. It's just not there.
Very much. They have really unique barriers. I shouldn't say unique, barriers that a lot of us might take for granted that we can overcome. We always describe the ALICE population as a group of people who they're one flat tire away from not being able to pay the mortgage or having the gas shut off. Childcare is a huge issue with that population as well. That's not getting any cheaper. Everything's getting more expensive, especially for them.
Well, and just trying to get into one because most of those programs are full, especially if there is some income assistance involved.
Very much, yeah. The program we specifically fund is Children's Learning Center. that
Okay.
we're able to scholarship some families to go there. It's a fantastic agency, but they've also seen, a massive influx of folks wanting to get in.
What changes is United Way? What changes are we seeing United Way make to answer this increased call? What are you guys doing?
The first thing we do is we try to figure out what the barriers are that these folks experience. We do that in two means: through our community status report, but also speaking to our program providers. They ask their clients, what's keeping you from paying your light bill? What's keeping you from putting food on the table? And we get that information back. And then we fund the programs that are trying to remove those barriers. And the way we fund those is really cool. We fund those programs based on our Community Impact Council, which are just people from the community. Our staff doesn't decide who we fund. Our board doesn't decide. It's a group of volunteers who get together and they see where the need is and they direct the money that way.
It's impressive. Many years ago, I got involved with United Way. I was a loaned executive. This would have been pre-kid, so this would have been 15 to 20 years ago. I was the loaned executive, and you guys have this down to an art in terms of sending those people out. Let's talk about, I wanted to bring Caden. They're our loaned executive here at KMR Local 4. They're busy right now. But what is a loaned executive? Those of you who are in the kind of corporate world, you're going to be hearing that term a lot. There's going to be some United Way meetings at your work possibly. What is a loaned executive and how do they help with the overall mission and what you're trying to accomplish?
Well, we've recently actually changed the title.
Okay, so I'm old school. Loan executive's not there. What is
Very
it?
recently,
Okay.
Emerging leader.
Ooh, that sounds better.
So just switch the L and the E around. So,
Emerging leader.
yeah.
Okay.
Our gatherings, it used to be the LEs, the loaned executives, really were just focused on telling our story and raising funds. Now it's a group who does the same thing, but we also try to develop different skills that they can bring back to their agencies. So that's kind of the primary difference.
How many different agencies do you guys work with?
Different companies? Oh, I'm not sure.
Well, no, not different companies. So I know there's plenty, but in terms of the people in the top, I was the top 20 something counties that you guys are out there helping with United Way of Emerald and Canyon, these different agencies that come in that need funds or need help. How many of those?
Oh, the different programs.
Yeah, different programs. That's the terminology I was.
Oh, no worries. We only fund those in Amarillo and Canyon specifically, but it's 22. 22 different programs.
Okay.
Some of them, so for example, Family Support Services, we fund more than just one of their programs. We fund programs, not agencies. So it's directed specifically toward them removing a specific barrier. Catholic Charities of the Texas Panhandle, we also fund a couple of those.
I'm seeing right here, we've got 211, which by the way is a wonderful resource in terms of if you find yourself in a situation, you just mentioned about we're like one flat tire away from being in a tough spot. 211 is such a great resource. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, thank you. We absolutely love our 211 and the folks who work there are call specialists. 211 is a non-emergency line to really ask for what's out there in terms of resources. And the resources they have, it's in a database that's available to the public. Anybody can access it. What our 211 call specialists do, though, is they're local people. They're able to talk to people, connect with them, and they try to problem solve. So if somebody calls and says, for example, the flat tire, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make my rent or whatever, they can figure out different strategies they can get and see what resources are available and develop strategies. So maybe you go to this food bank, or here's a place that does reduced health care, or really any of that.
Okay. I'm going to bring this kind of back up just real quick because I want you to see this. So we've got 211 in Texas Panhandle, Amarillo Area CASA, Amarillo Coming Home Project, American Red Cross, Bridge. These are all things that are supplying some basic needs that operate programs through the United Way, right?
Yes.
And then on top of that, you guys have a couple of different things with education, the financial stability, health, and youth. And you do that through the community youth development, Window on a Wider World. I know John Harris, our meteorologist, chief meteorologist, is very involved in that. Of course, United Way of Amarillo Youth Cabinet. Tell me what keeps you going in this line of work, because it's got to be when the need comes in. What is it that continues to motivate you day in and day out?
We cling to the small victories that we have and the great stories we're able to hear. We also, what motivates us is when we don't hear certain things. So there's a certain visceral feeling we can get knowing that a barrier is going to be removed. So for example, Family Care Foundation, they have a dental program that's completely free, and we fund that. They're one of our partners. And you have to put yourself in a person's position. If you have an abscessed tooth, it's miserable. It's so painful. And for these folks who simply cannot afford that, where, even the light bill is a luxury, the option becomes either live with it or go to Family Care Foundation and get it removed for free. And so those are stories we love to hear because it's a human experience. We all know how miserable that can be. So we cling to those. That keeps us pretty motivated.
And I'm sure you hear story after story. If you don't mind, just sharing a few, because I think people need to know that these are not just statistics. I can bring this website up, and we can take a look at this all day. We can talk about programs and everything else. But the difference is hearing the stories of the people that you're impacting.
Very much. One that really springs to mind that was really impactful on me was, and I'll change the name of the person.
Yeah, please do.
We have a program with 211 called Specific Aid, where in certain circumstances we can do utility assistance or rent assistance. And there was a gentleman, call him Mr. Strickland, who was elderly and who was a veteran, and his son lived with him. And Mr. Strickland was under the impression that his son was taking care of all the bills. He would receive his check, his monthly check, and would kind of take care of everything. Till one day he finds out his son had been pocketing the money. He hadn't paid any of his rent, any of his utilities, and the son and his girlfriend then just bounced. They left town and really left him high and dry. With his dad's money, just absolutely left. And we were able to turn his electricity back on. And what was so special was it was his neighbor who contacted us. Thank God he had such a loving neighbor. But Mr. Strickland loved popsicles. That was just kind of a fun fact. And when we were able to turn his electricity back on, we thought, yes, this guy can keep having his popsicles. Those kind of stories really are prolific that we hear so often. We hear a lot of spouses doing the same thing. A lot of husbands leaving wives high and dry. They weren't connected with the finances. They just get abandoned and they have nowhere to turn. They really have nothing else to do. So.
And we see this happens all the time.
Very much prolific, much more than I think people realize.
Wow. And so that's where the United Way mission comes in. And I think it's important for people to hear it. You guys, it's got to, so you've kind of dialed this in. Tell me the mission of United Way.
We bring remove barriers for the Alice population in health, education, basic needs, financial stability, and of course the youth. That's our mission, is to unite and try to improve people's lives.
You've got an opportunity to make a difference. If you are looking for a way to give, you're looking for a way to invest in cultivating the success stories out there. United Way has that opportunity. You guys just announced your new campaign that you're running. Tell me a little bit about that.
We are really excited about our new campaign. We've shifted. We used to be on a fiscal year.
Yes.
And we have shifted to a calendar year, which everybody's thrilled with and just makes so much more sense. Yeah. But we have a tremendous group of ELs, obviously Caden included. Yeah. They are really, really motivated. They went to training in July in Fort Worth. We used to go to Oklahoma City. And they are out there doing different events. A lot of, they do rallies in different companies where they just share the stories of United Way of Amarillo and Canyon. Sometimes they do fun events like pie the boss in the face or that kind of thing. Yeah. We are really enthusiastic about it.
That's great. And in terms of giving, I know that when Caden presented for us the other day, they were mentioning it can come out of your check. There are a lot of different ways that you can give.
Very much. It can be a one-time donation. It can be out of your check consistently, whatever people can do. We also, the past few years, in addition to our campaign, we've really done a lot of events as well that people can be a part of.
Okay, so there's one coming up. Again, I'm getting this. This is going to be posted, so it's going to be right before. But one of my favorite things that I've been really looking forward to is United on the Range. It's the big gala that's coming up. It is this Saturday, first weekend of November. Tell me about this. This is out of all the things I've looked at, this is going to be a shindig here.
It is. It's the second one we've done. And we learned the first time to include a lot more volunteers this time.
Right.
Yeah, which has been very helpful, including our ELs have really been very helpful with it. It's effectively kind of a reinvention of the old cattle barons ball. We're going to have live music. Led Ledoux is playing. We have a live
That name,
auction.
by the way, let's dial into that. That name is important because if Ledoux, you're like that. That's somewhere. It's Chris Ledoux's son.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and he's one of the items is a signed guitar by him. So we have a silent auction. We will have a live auction as well with some fantastic packages for people to bid on. I believe Pantex has a really cool get to watch a detonation that they're donating.
Yeah, can we do that? Can I get? I need to get in on that.
You got to bid on it. So
Okay, so that's coming up this weekend. It is United on the Range, and full disclosure. So Brandy Sanchez is one of your co-chairs. She
Yes.
is our general manager. She is wonderful. I remember she's chaired Cattle Barons Ball before. You got another wonderful co-chair. Full disclosure, is one of our very best friends, Ashley Mask. Chad and Ashley are lovely friends of ours, and I'm telling you, they have put together quite a party. We're going to be out there. I'm going to be one of the MCs for it. Mari Farrell, my co-anchor, is going to be joining me on stage. Looking forward to all the wonderful opportunities to raise money for United Way. Have a good time. Have some good country music and a lot of fun events. What else should we put on the calendar for people at home?
we also have a couple of golf tournaments, one in the fall and one in the summer. We have one in Amarillo, and this year we started it in Canyon. Those are a couple of events definitely to keep on the radar. We maxed out in both of those. So
I played in the one here in town, and it was packed.
yeah,
There was no day. It was full.
so yeah, as soon as we start advertising it, I would definitely encourage people get in on it quick.
Okay, I do think I need to throw this in there that my team did win
All right.
the Amarillo one, and this is a funny story. You can follow this on social media. So we had a great team that we put together. One of our members couldn't be there because he had to go to work. He had to do something, and so as we're getting ready, I don't know if Kylie told you this, but we had just finished up. We're at Ross Rogers, and so we played with a couple of good friends of mine, Shane Westbrook, Casey Weiss, Chad Mask is my best friend, and me. So we by the way, that team was stacked, not because of me, but because of the people I played with. So we're getting ready, and they're going to announce our team, but our member, Chad, leaves, and so we're sitting there, we're waiting for the scores. In walks Aaron Watson. Local country music legend from our area, went to school at Randall. He's phenomenal. Follow him on social media. He's a hoot. He walks in. He was shooting something out on the golf course somewhere. Member of my team, Casey Weiss. They walk in. They see each other. They went to school together, so they're just talking. So I'm standing right across from Aaron Watson, and I'm a fan. Love his music. Love the stuff he's doing on social media. I don't know if he would say this or not, but he's turned into quite the influencer. So he says, "Hey, I'm Aaron Watson." I'm like, "Hey, I'm Andy Justice. I know exactly who you are." So we sit there and talked a little bit, and I'm trying to think of myself. I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation, Adam, where you want to get a picture with them, like you met a celebrity, right? But you don't want to be the guy that's like, "Hey, can I take a picture real quick?"
Sure.
So I'm trying to think to myself, how do I get this guy in a picture? So I tell him, Kylie's up there. Kylie doesn't know this is happening. By the way, Kylie's the executive director.
Yeah, CEO.
CEO of United Way of Emerald and Canyon. And I ask Aaron Watson, the Aaron Watson. I say, "Hey, Aaron, one of our team members had to leave. Would you mind stepping in the team photo to take his place?" And Aaron Watson was like, "Yeah, let's go." And so we go up, and it's funny. Kylie looks and recognizes that, wait a second, that's Aaron Watson. So we all get in the picture. we get a picture with Aaron Watson. Then Aaron Watson goes on his way, and we do that. But that was a fun memory. So
That's a good way to get a photo with.
well,
yeah.
you know, we were raising money for United Way, got to hang out with Aaron Watson for like a hot second and made a big difference. So the gala coming up this weekend, stay tuned for the golf tournaments. They're a blast, but you need to kind of get in early. So you can head over to uwamarillocanyon.org.
Yep.
And that can kind of get you set up. I want to kind of bring this up again because we were talking about all the partners. If you guys go over here, this is their website. It's very easy to navigate. Once you get on here, there's a community report you can take a look at, but the impact, I mean, this is something to think about. $3.79 million raised, 29 programs funded. Adam had mentioned that. And the individuals help when you put a number on it, 85,763. And again, that makes it really easy to kind of get on here and know just a little bit about what they do. Here's that United on the Range that we talked about. That's coming up Saturday, November 8th. There were the golf tournaments that we had this year. But United, we can make a difference. We can get together and make an impact for this wonderful organization. Get over there and kind of just get involved. And if you're looking for different ways, there are volunteer opportunities. There are ways to give and ways that you can take action. But it's a great website and learn a little bit more about what they do. We were talking about that EL. We changed the name to Emerging Leaders Program. There it is, right there in bold print. Adam, I blew it. I'm so old school.
Oh, that it was a very recent change.
And it's not much. To volunteer your time, it's 3 hours per week. And it's just from August to November. So you guys are getting ready to wrap up. Do we culminate that this weekend? Are we done with the executive?
Of that part,
Yeah.
yeah. We will have a get together later on that we're certainly going to have them all just to thank all the hard work they've done. So yeah, it's really not that much of a time commitment. It's a unique opportunity also just to kind of get into the community and meet a lot of people too.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. Plenty of other ways to get involved too. We also, the other event I neglected to mention, we have an annual Day of Caring. That will take place on May the 1st, and where we mobilize about 500 volunteers from the community to go do stuff like painting, physical manual labor for nonprofits throughout the community.
That's great.
And we partner with Texas Ramp Project, some of my best friends in the world, and build 14 ramps in one day with these different volunteers. It's also a phenomenal way to get involved.
Okay, great. One more time, take a look. If you want to know more about United on the Range, that's the event coming up this Saturday. There is a dinner. They also have some VIP tickets, live music, fun casino games, silent auctions, a chance to win big. I think we might be selling out, so you might want to double check on that. But if you want to just go to the concert, the last time I had checked, there were just some individual tickets for that, right?
There's a handful left. Yeah.
Not much.
Not much, no.
But if this is not on your calendar this year, put it on for next year. It is a phenomenal
It's November the 7th next year. We've already planned ahead. So
Okay.
absolutely.
breaking news in here. Before we wrap up, and I appreciate your time because I know you guys are right in the middle of this big event this weekend. You're rounding out this big campaign. Just a kind of a quick elevator pitch on why people listening to this need to get involved in United Way, whether it's through volunteering, whether it's through the emerging leaders, or whether it's through a donation.
Because United Way is an incredibly unique organization where we specifically try to remove barriers of our neighbors, of ourselves.
Okay.
And again, it's where the money goes. 98% of every dollar that's raised stays right here in the community. It's directed to fantastic programs, and those are decided by community members as well. So it's a community organization.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm sitting here looking at it, and we've unfortunately run out of time. Adam Leathers, Senior Director of Operations for United Way of Amarillo and Canyon. Thanks for letting us talk about it.
Absolutely. Thank you for
having me. I know
having
it's
me.
a big thing that's happening in the community, and I promise you, if you look hard enough, you'll find somebody, whether it has been somebody very close to you or somebody you work with, somebody's benefited by the programs of United Way. So get out there, do some research, make a difference, and remember, to me, it's about loving your neighbor. it's about doing the best that we can to show that love and do the best that we can. So get out there and make a difference. Adam, thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for having me, and we'll see you Saturday.
Yes, sir.
All right.